Hello and welcome. Today we are in the tier 10 French destroyer, the Kleber. We're playing a ranked battle on the map Sleeping Giant, which means that this season it is Arms Race. Arms Race is a game mode where you have these little buffs spawn that you can see on the minimap, the plus icon that indicates a heal. And when a ship sails into the circle after the timer expires, a buff is available that improves their team's ability. The plus sign is a heal, and this heal is actually massive, especially when you get multiple of them going. If you have a maximum amount of 6, I believe, that you can get of one buff, which is the heals, you can essentially ignore fires, because your ship is constantly healing for essentially the same HP as a fire does damage to you. So it is very, very powerful because it also heals citadel damage. So you can heal up to maximum HP. Now, of course, it's limited by time, and, usually when you do get low, you can't just easily go back to full HP again. There are other buffs as well, which improve reload, as maximum speed, rudder shift, and consumable cooldown. So, for example, the buff that's right there, in about a minute near me, that one is for consumable cooldown. That's not nearly as important as the other types of buffs. The heal buff, in my opinion, is the best one. So, as a Kleber, I am a very fast destroyer, but my concealment isn't that great. And this is a triple destroyer game, which means that I do have to be somewhat careful of being spotted by the enemy DD. Now, I am playing around a lot with my speed, as you might have noticed. I essentially stand still, and then if somebody targets me, which I will know from the priority target skill, I will accelerate. And this makes it very difficult to hit a Kleber, like right now, right? Somebody is looking at me, and if I see shells coming, which I just did by the Yamato, I just accelerate. And because I have the propulsion mod and the speed boost up, most of the shells simply miss. And even if some do hit, they'll simply clip me, and over time the heal will give all of that HP back to me. Now, you might think that this kind of a heal going on might make the Kleber a super powerful ship. And I think it's kinda true, especially since you can actually YOLO rush somebody with the torps. However, you do have to keep in mind that I've only done 6,750 damage this game so far. Chances are that the Yamato actually has healed up that much as well. So effectively I've basically only cancelled out their heal. So most of the damage would have to be from somebody else. However, I am tanking a lot, which is very, very useful for my team. You might not think that this matters too much, but keep in mind that's a battleship and the cruiser firing at me. And they could be firing on somebody else on my team. And I'm fairly confident in being able to survive. I mean, even if I go down to like half HP, I can just start playing more conservatively. Stay more behind islands, go more at speed, etc. But all of those shots that they fired on me will be wasted until I actually go down or get to so low HP I simply cannot engage the enemy. And I do have range slotted in, which means that I can be incredibly annoying even from extreme range. Now, when you think of the Kleber, you might always think of the Marceau at the same time. And I think for ranked, Kleber does seem slightly better, because of the better shell arcs, in my opinion. Trying to land 16km salvos with a Marceau is difficult. It's much easier with a Kleber, and I think that's why I prefer the Kleber, kind of. However, Marceau does have a lot of things going for her. She has a better DPM normally, she also has a better concealment. Marceau also actually has anti-air, and she has a faster turret traverse. And honestly, my choice often comes down to the turret traverse. Because, I don't know, having a slow turret it rubs me the wrong way, and because of that I often just pick the Marceau instead. Even though the faster and slower shells might actually make a bigger difference. Anyway, our team is pushing over here. We have an overwhelming advantage. A Kremlin, a Hindenburg, a Smolensk, and a Kleber, only against a Yamato and a Petropavlovsk. This does obviously mean that our team on the western flank is fighting a losing battle. They are in trouble. We need to win hard on this side. Now, I'm not entirely foolish, so I'm not going to start firing right now. I'm gonna wait a little bit until I turn slightly away and actually have AP loaded. Because when I'm positioned like this, the enemy is very much less likely to fire at me. And if they don't fire at me for a while, I will turn back in again to go in, but chances are they might pick on me. Should I use AP or HE here? I don't actually know. I think HE might be the better choice. I mean, right now obviously not, because she's already on fire, so it would have some more limited effectiveness. But overall, with long-range spam, HE tends to be better. But if the enemy is broadside, you might be tempted to fire some AP. I think the fire is going to run out sometime soon, so that's why I swapped back to the HE. Ooh, we set the fire on the bow. Damn, I'm glad I switched back to HE, because that's... You know, those HE salvos seem to be dealing about the same damage as AP was, with the added chance of fire, so perhaps HE would have been the better choice. Oh wow, immediate fire as well. Damn, I didn't even need to reload booster for that. You know what? Let's just aim for the stern now to complete the set, okay? Have her be on fire everywhere. Oh, our Halland torpedoed the Kofest. That's very well done by our Halland. Excellent. And if we could take out this Yamato now, that would be great. In this mode, focus fire is even more important than it is in other modes because of the constant heal. And if we could set a fire on the bow, that would be excellent. Okay, I need to start moving. They're obviously not firing at me. I mean, they're looking at me once in a while, but they're obviously not firing at me, so I should start going closer because we'll eventually have to fight over the middle of the map. Come on, come on, come on! Wow, another fire. This Yamato truly is unlucky, but we need to make sure we can take this Yamato out before the Kremlin accidentally runs into her. That would be disastrous for us. We can't afford to lose that. Good, very, very good. Whew, that was... If that Yamato had been able to ram the Kremlin, we would have been in a lot of trouble, because we spent a lot of time working down that Yamato. And that would have all gone to waste, because the Kremlin ram is, you know, it would have been a guaranteed kill anyway, but we lose our Kremlin in return. Now we're fighting a Hindenburg. I am slightly closer than I'm kind of comfortable with, especially since they have two ships over there rather than just the Hindenburg. But I am hopeful I can avoid them, especially since the Hindenburg's firing AP. I'm not quite as worried, because I can always angle in, and that means that the shells will simply shatter on my bow. Or ricochet, I guess, sorry, not shatter. Petropavlovsk is broadside, but perhaps HE is a better choice again. Oh, Hindenburg has swapped to HE. Not good, not good at all. I can understand where Kremlin can't push right now, because if she does, the Hindenburg gets to torpedo her. So I think it's smart that the Kremlin doesn't. But this does put me in a somewhat disadvantageous fight. I am essentially 1 versus 1ing a cruiser. And both of us have a constant heal going on, but because the Hindenburg has much more base HP, she also heals for more HP constantly. Oh, and she has a regular heal too, of course. Oh, I think our Kremlin has pushed because the Hindenburg didn't fire at me. I'm gonna swap to the Petropavlovsk here, because she's lower HP. And it would be very nice if we could finish someone off. Hindenburg salvo does not matter to me at all, I'm already stopping. Come on! Alight your... Oh, okay. That's even better. I wanted to say alight yourself, Petropavlovsk, but sinking is even better. Hindenburg's reversing to zone out our Kremlin again. Damn, that Hindenburg's praying quite well. Okay, he launched his torpedoes. Now, I'm not sure. I think Hindenburg's in trouble now, because obviously Kremlin can eventually just push, because now she doesn't have to fear being deleted by the Hindenburg torpedoes. think I'm gonna move forward as well and start heading closer to the cap. Especially since I'm going to be behind the island, so I don't need to worry about being shot at by the Hindenburg. And I think our team absolutely needs to help. I mean, our Thunder is probably dealing with the enemy Summers and the Thunder both at the same time, so he is likely going to lose. It's not a battle that he should win. Hindenburg ran into the sinking corpse of the Petra, I think. Our Hindenburg and their Hindenburg are probably going to trade, or at least it's possible that they will trade. Smolensk. I'm not sure what our Smolensk is gonna do. Kremlin's gonna be okay, so fight's gonna be fine. Oh, our Smolensk actually deleted the Smoland. Good. But the Smolensk ran into Hindenburg torpedoes that were spotted the entire time. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a bit of an oopsie, I think. But now, I mean, it's a 5 against 3. I think we can just manage to take the middle cap. I'm gonna just push forward. Oh, I'm spotted by the Daring. That's okay. Not much of a worry. By the way, look at my HP. I have been shot at a fair bunch this game, but I am still fairly healthy. But then again, so are the battleships. Chip damage in arms race with heals is a lot harder to do. And I really like this game mode. I really do enjoy this game mode. Also, apparently the Summers is not actually with the Thundera. The Summers is right there in the smoke. It can't be the Daring, because I was spotted earlier when I fired. So this actually is an interesting position. We could actually push these Summers. It's dangerous though, because Summers is such good torpedoes. I'm gonna try torping into the smoke. I mean, these are gonna just go broadly in the Daring's direction, and the other set is gonna go into the smoke for the Summers. And I'm just guessing right here, I don't exactly know. Okay, so Daring's over there, that's fine. Summers is over here. I mean, as long as Kremlin doesn't push in, then it's gonna be okay. I can definitely win a fight against the Summers, but I don't know if I can fight against the Summers and the Daring at the same time. I only have one reload boost. Oh, I can definitely win a gunfight now, because I just torped these Summers. Let's just go. Oh, and the Summers torpedoed as well. This means that the Summers has no teeth. I'm just gonna go in now. This Summers is a free kill for me. Well, maybe not free, because Kremlin might get hit by the torps, but Summers has no chance. There she is. 4,000 HP. Now, initially I didn't want to use reload booster, but then one of my front turrets got knocked out, so I decided to use reload booster anyway, just in case. But I think that was a mistake. I should have saved it for the Daring. But anyway, now I'll just turn around, go back into the cap again, and this should be an easy victory now. I mean, yeah, they have a healthy Daring and a healthy Thundera, but we have me. And I am fairly confident in being able to survive. And considering we have a points lead and we're taking the middle cap, chances are we're gonna win. But the game isn't over until it's actually over though. And with torpedoes, anything can happen. It shouldn't, but it can. Right now, I'm firing on the Thundera, but partly I'm also torn. You see, what I'm torn by is I don't know what the Daring is doing, right? And so right now it's fine, because I can obviously see her. It ended up working out fine, but maybe if the Daring had turned around and started to rush us, and you know, to use her smoke screen and to get closer to torp, me not firing could have been an advantage, because I could have used me being spotted as an ability to know whether the Daring was coming closer or going further away. But obviously that has long passed since we already know what the Daring's doing. Ooh, an extra speed buff. We have 3 of them. I think I'm gonna... Oh! Okay, Thundera brought down our Hindenburg, that's okay. I think I'm gonna just rush the Thundera after we take this cap zone. I have a lot of HP now. It's going to be difficult to chase a Daring down, and I think Thundera, especially since she's busy with our Thundera, is going to be a much easier target. I'll launch some random torps in case the Daring again decides to turn around and try to rush our Kremlin or something, but overall it should be okay. Especially once we take the middle cap, this should be a fairly easy victory unless the Daring is really close. Yep, and now I think it's kind of over. The points tick incredibly quickly in arms race once one team takes the middle point. You essentially have to be in position to immediately attack them in return. I can immediately just fire on the Thundra. This time the ship is close enough that I'm swapping to AP, but she did damage con just now, so maybe HE would again be useful. But it's fine. I mean, Z52 I think is worried that the Daring is gonna go for the Kremlin, but it doesn't matter. There's only 2 minutes left to go. And our Thunder is gonna survive this, and I'm gonna survive this. Because I just have way too much HP for the Thunder to handle. And I also have torpedoes, obviously. It'll be fine. Oh, our Thunder just deleted her. Okay. Well, now it's even more sealed. Because even if the Kremlin and Z52... yeah, never mind. Even if they had gone down, we would have still been in easy position to take the cap, or at least protect the cap. So, this was a pretty good game. I enjoyed it quite a lot. 174k damage, and wow! Wow! What is... oh my, look at that XP! Look at that XP! Imagine getting 2472 base XP on a victory and being second to last on your team. 2500 base XP and being second to last on your team. Number 1, 3229 base XP. Number 2, 3095 base XP. I am number 3 on my team with 3063 base XP. Wow, I've never seen anything like it. Damn, that's a lot of XP to everyone. I mean, even our last place had a respectable XP number at 1853, right? Wow, that's incredible. That truly is... I've never seen this. Damn. Anyway, let's take a look at the detailed report. Here's the damage. Wow, I did 98,000 damage to that Yamato. Most of it with fire though. Well, actually not most, but about half of it with fire. That Summers was really unfortunate with the torpedo. And honestly, that's kind of most of my damage right there. That Yamato just fed so much of that damage. But imagine if you're on the receiving end. Sure, you might have a constant heal going, but losing 100,000 HP to a destroyer simply firing their guns and you do barely anything in return? That must be frustrating as hell. This is a great game though. I don't think I've ever had a game that I felt this much fun in the Kleber, although it's a really fun ship normally. So let's go over the captain skills and upgrades. So priority target, last stand, survivability expert, concealment expert, then basic firing training, adrenaline rush, and advanced firing training for the extra range. I would really like to usually have expert marksman on the ship, but well, I figured I would replace it with main battery modification too. Kinda makes up for it. Then I go for the reload upgrade, concealment upgrade, then propulsion mod for those extreme accelerations, then engine boost modification 1, and last main arms modification 1. Propulsion mod is really powerful, especially when you combine it with the speed boost. You just go off the line so damn quickly. But anyways, I really like this camo by the way. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.